Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shrutismriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaja Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Gukarasvandhakaro Vairukarasthannivartakaha Andhakaranirodhitvat Gururityavidiyate Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Bhadrangarne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshaviryajatraha Sthirairangai Stuštuvagum Sastanobhi Vishema Devahitam Jatayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishyavedaha Swasti na Starksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatirdadhatu Om Shanti 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 Om Prajnanam Shupratanaihi Sthirachara Nikara Vyapibhirvyapya Lokan Bhuktva Bhogan Stavishtan Punarapi Dishanodbhasitan Kamajanyan Pitva Sarvan Viseshan Swapiti Madhurabhung Mayaya Bhojayannaha Maya Sankhyaturiyam Paramamritamajam Brahmayatannatosmi Sarvam hi etat brahma ayamatma brahma soyamatma chatushpat Sarvam hi etat brahma iti sarvam yaduktam omkaramatram iti tadyetat brahma taccha brahma parokshabhihitam pratyakshataha visheshena nirdishati ayamatma brahmeti ayamiti chatushpatvena pravibhajyamanam Pratyagatmataya abhinayena nirdishati. Ayam Atma Brahma. Sarvam hi etat Brahma. Saha ayam Atma yad Brahma tat chatushpat. This Sarvam, all that is known by my cognition, which is qualified by this, etat. Etat means this. This, these, those, all included, is represented by this. Etat sarvam. My entire cognition, worldly perception, in totality is represented by etat. Sarvam hi etat. My domain of experience, where I experience the duality, the manifoldness of the Jagat. That is why it is Sarvam. Sarvam hi etat Brahma. This is all one large, infinite entity. That's what Brahma means. Etat sarvam Brahma, he indeed. And you know what this Brahma is? I am Atma. Whatever is known through this is Ayam Atma, this Atma. This Pratyagatma. Sarvam yaduktam omkara matramiti tadetad brahma tacha brahma parokshabihitam pratyakshataha visheshena nirdishati. It's actually aparoksha only. Pratyaksha here is used for aparoksha, not paroksha is what is the meaning. Not pratyaksha. It is not objectified because Atma. But still the term used is Ayam Atma. The Ayam is told to show the proximity. It is not known as far off thing, but it is yourself. So the proximity is indicated by Ayam. Therefore, Bhashyakara uses the term Pratyakshataha. Technically, it means Aparokshataha. Visheshena Nirdishati. It is shown as Ayam Atma Brahma. Whatever is known as from Omkara, Omkara was used to show everything that is here, known, unknown. That is Ayam Atma. So anything, so Dauhi Padartha we have seen many times. The non-I and the I. So here the non-I, which is Sarvam, is shown as the I Atma. Saha Brahma Ayam Atma. So through Brahma it is connecting. Sarvam, which is Omkara, is Brahma, and that Brahma is Ayam Atma. So that one collective all, which we also saw as Swabhava, is nothing but the Swarupa. That is why it is Mahavakya. Sarvam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma. So Sarvam Ayam Atma. So Sarvam is Ishvara. Atma is Jiva Swarupa. So they both are same. Therefore, Jiveshwara Aikya is what is told here. Ayamiti Chatushpatvena Pravibhajyamanam. What is going to be further delineated as comprising of 4 parts, 4 padas, that kind of Pratyagatma, that kind of Brahman is shown as Pratyagatmataya Avinena Nirdishati. Till here we saw in the last class. Soyam Atma Omkara Abhideyaha Paraparatvena Vyavastitaha Chatushpat. Even this we saw, I think. Karsha Panavate Na Gauhu Iva. Cow also has 4 padas. Chatushpatvam is there in cow. But they are 4 separate. The 4 legs of cow are separate things. They are not the same. Whereas he gives, that is why that is not the appropriate way to look at this pada, is what Bhashyakara says. Karsha Panavati. Like in a coin. So the notional amount, the quarter, half, and all that is there. $1 is comprises of 4 quarters. 1 rupee comprises of 4 quarters. And these quarters are notional. They are all part of the same one. Karsha Panavate. Soyamatma Omkara Abhideyaha, that which is cognized through as this thing which is revealed by Omkara, Paraparatnena Vyavastitaha, it is recognized both as I and non-I, Chatushpat. So the whole experience is Parapara experience. Whether it is dream or waken, except in deep sleep where there is no experience of I or non-I. So leaving that. In dream as well as in waken, all our experience are Parapara experience. Apara and Para is how it is. Chatushpat, that is comprising of 4 quarters. Trayanam Vishwadinam Purva Pravilapaneena Turiyasya Pratipattihi iti Karana Sadhanaha Padashabdaha Turiyasya Padyate iti Karma Sadhanaha Padashabdaha. The why is the word used Pada, quarter? Because here it is known through this. It's a Karana Sadhanam, or that which is attained. Turiyasya Padyate the Karma Sadhana. We saw all that. What 2 types of Yutpatti. That is why the word used is Pada, Turiya Pratipatti, by which, by these quarters, by figuratively using these quarters, Brahma Pratipatti or Turiya Pratipatti happens. So it is a means, therefore it is Pada. That is a Vyutpatti. Now let's come to what is the first Pada. Pratamah Padaha Jagaritastanaha Bahishprajnaha Saptangaha Ekonavimshatimukaha Stulabhuk Vaishwanaraha Pratamah Padaha Jagaritastanaha, the vacant domain, the vacant sphere is called Bahishprajnaha. The outward consciousness, the one with outward consciousness. Saptangaha, who comprises of 7 parts. Ekonavimshati Mukaha, has 19 mouths. Stulabhuk, through these 19 mouths, he eats gross things. And who is he? Vaishwanaraha. He is called Vaishwanara, and he is the first quarter. So the Westerners, this is what they don't understand. These are imageries. These are expressions to show how it is. Like Urdhva Moolam Adhashakham Ashwattam Brahuravyayam. So the roots are on the top, branches are at the bottom. Like that, in an imagery is told about Veda and world by Bhagavan in Gita. So these missionaries who wanted to convert people, they apparently, I heard about it, put these images in some paper and then they showed, look at this, this is how your religion talks about tree. They are idiots. They don't understand how a tree is and all that. Obviously, I mean, they have an ulterior motive to do it, but then many of our people also don't understand that. But this is a expression, this is an imagery to show a particular thing. Like Vishwarupa is shown with so many faces and all that. It is, how do you represent? It's an artistic imagination, right? Likewise, here also, 19 mouths means what are these 19 mouths and 7 parts, 7 limbs? So we need to understand. How do you understand? Anybody can give. Upanishad is not directly saying what are those 19 or what are those 7 parts. But there are other Upanishads where you can get more details on. So that's how you understand. Because see, Upanishadic, Vedic sounds and rigs were obtained by different rishis in their state. So it's not like somebody sat and composed it all, thinking through logically, connecting them and writing a story like Mahabharata. It's not like that. So the rigs are all scattered. They comprise of the overall vision, but then not in a very structured fashion always. So some things here, some things there are scattered. So you need to tie them together. That's why in Shruti, cross-referencing, you have to make meaning out of it based on Shruti. So Shruti, generally, for Smriti, you can quote Shruti, you can use Shruti as the base. You have to use, in fact. But for Shruti, the other Shruti Vakyas only can become, you can't take it from Kurma Purana and say that it is there, therefore this is what Mandukya says. We can't say that. So there is a krama. The Shruti is there, then Smriti, then all your Purana and all those things, right? Now, so what is Saptangaha? What is Ekona Vimshati Mukaha? And first of all, what is this Bahish Prajnaha? We need to understand. So Bhashyakara explains Katam Chatushpatvamiti. What is this fourfoldness, 4-quarter thing? Or how? Katam means how. Because the question, Atma, it is Swayam Atma Chatushpat, is what is said. Ayam Atma, Atma cannot have parts. If Atma has parts, then what is Advaitam here? We don't, how can, even for Dvaiti, the Pratyagatma doesn't have parts. So here, Swayam Atma Chatushpat, how is it? It can have parts. So that may also be a reason to use Katham. How can you say that? Uchyate aha. So it is explained thus. Jagaritam sthanam asya iti jagarita sthanaha. Jagaritam sthanam asya. Sthanam, the sphere of activity, the location of presence. The manifestation is in what state? That is Jagaritam Sthanamasya. The state sphere of activity is as though it is woken. Why as though he is going to say that? Avidya krita avabhasate. In the next lines. Jagaritam Sthanamasyeti Jagarita Sthanaha. The presence, the sphere is as though the waken. That is how it is seen. I am waken now. But it is not about this one individual body. It is about the samashti. Everything is vacant. My knowing this body is vacant. My knowing what is outside of this body is also vacant. I don't know this body without knowing where it ends. So the moment I know this body, I also, when I open my eyes, I also know more than what is this body. The space around me, the things around me, the sky, the moon, sun, stars, air, Everything is known at the same time. So this Vekan is not only when we say, that is where it is very important here. Bhashyakara is going to quote Chandogya. Tasya hava etasyatmanaha vaishwanarasya murdayeva sutejaha chakshuhu vishwarupaha. The head is the entire galaxy, celestial world. The eyes are the sun. Pranaha pratak vartma. The breath is the entire atmospheric air. So it is about the Virat is Bahish Prajna, not this individual guy, not this particular body Upadhi. Because the Bahish Prajna, the Prajna is collective. When I know the world, I know everything, not only this body. Though this body has a special association with me, but when I move, I am moving, I am walking on earth. I am walking through space. I am piercing the wind, air. I am seeing all the objects. So the cognition of the world and the cognition of the body is happening at the same time. It is not one after the other. I never know this body as a separate without, even if I am coming out of, say, say you are in a comatic state, or you had anesthesia, or you are in a very deep sleep. Even then, there is a twilight zone. But once you start, even if you haven't opened your eyes, but still you recognize the touch. The moment you say, I recognize the touch, that means I am recognizing something other than this body. So the cognition of the world of experience coincides your cognition of the body, correct? So the Jagarita Sthanam, we shouldn't take it as only about this particular vacant body experience of me. No, it is the entire samashti. And this entire samashti is the sthanam. That's why it is as completely it is bahish prajnaha. Bahish prajnaha, bahihi, swatma vyatirikte vishaye prajna yasya saha bahish prajnaha. The prajna, the awareness, is everything other than Atma. The body, where the body is, the sounds, the whatever, external, internal. What I say internal is also actually external only, is non-Atma only. Internal with reference to this physical body, I am saying it is internal. With reference to thoughts, I say internal. I am inside my mind. Means what? It is not known beyond myself. That is what it means. And that myself is Vyakti. So it is as though it is everything non-Atma is what is known in the Vekan. Primarily, Atma is also known, but non-objectified, but to take it for granted. Like yesterday, or when we saw about the movie on the screen. The screen is the one which is supporting the whole movie, but your mind is on the movie only, not on the screen. Likewise, the prajna is on things, the movie. That's why it's called Bahish Prajna, the whole world experience, Swatma Vyatirikte Vishaye Prajna. Whatever is seen as world and this and that and whatever is, that is called Bahish Prajna. The Prajna, the state of consciousness where there is what is an outwardly experience. Swatma Vyatirikte Vishaye Prajna. And for one whom it is like this is called Bahish Prajna. And who is this person? how is it seen? Bahir Vishaya iva prajna avidya krita avabhasate ityartaha. The prajna, the awareness, avabhasate, the awareness illuminates as what? As Bahir Vishaya, as though it is external, avidya krita, as though these are outside world. This is my body and this is outside of my body. This is me and this is all non-me. But both the me and non-me I am aware of simultaneously, and they are reflected in my Swarupa. But then I take this is outside and this is inside. This is me and this is non-me. But me and non-me are simultaneously reflecting in my Chaitanya. We need to understand. That is why Bahir Vishaya iva prajna avidya krita avabhasate. Avabhasate avidya krita. Bahir Vishaya iva. As though it is external. And this Bahihi is with reference to this body only, no? With reference to this person, there is world. And that is outside me and this is inside me. So this outside inside experience is where the prajna is. The outside inside experience. Both sustained by Swarupa. Therefore, Bahihi Vishaya iva prajna avidyagrita avabhasate. Tata cha saptangani yasya. It has 7 limbs. Tathacha, just like that, similarly, there are 7 limbs. What are those 7 limbs? He quotes, Tasya hava etasyatmanaha vaishwanarasya murdha eva sudejaha chakshuhu vishwarupaha pranah pritakvatma atma san dehaha bahulaha bastireva raihi prithvi eva padau. Tasya etasya atmanaha. For this atma, which is who? Bahish prajna in this case, but Chandogya, atma itself. Vaishwanarasya, it uses the word Vaishwanaraha. Murdha eva sutejaha. The whole galaxy. So when you look at the sky, all those stars, and that is called Sutejaha. Sutejaha, the effulgent, the brilliant, glowing, that is its head, his head. Sun is the eye, and the prana is the circulating air. Akasha is the central part, and water is his kidney, and the earth is his feet, 2 feet. Prithiviyeva Padav. Like that, Chandogya describes. So it is a samashti, the whole galaxies are his head. The sun is the eye, because we are talking with reference to somebody in the earth. So basically the samashti, but then you count only 6, correct? Where is the 7th limb? Vaishwanasya murdha is suteja, chakshuhu vishwarupaha, pranaha pratakvartma, dehaha bahulaha, basti raihi, prithvi padau. Actually, Atma Sat is the 7th, but that is because it is about the Atma. and the limb can't be that. Therefore, a seventh is needed. Iti agnihotra kalpana seshatvena ahavaniya agnihi asya mukhatvena uktaha iti evam saptangani asya saha saptangaha. So in another place where the Saptanga Upasana, the Tikakara actually talks about it, we will see that there it is said in a imagery, the Ahavaniya Agni, where every day Agnihotra you give a Havir Dhanam, that Agni is the mouth. So basically it's an imagery which shows this whole Vishwanara, which is Samashti, gets its food from your Agnihotra Ahuti. Therefore, Ahavaniya Agni becomes the mouth for this. Like that you do dhyana. It is said the three Agnis are there in Agnihotra. So in the east it is Ahavaniya Agni. In the west it is Garhavatya Agni. And then there is a Dakshina Agni. These three Agnis have to be there for doing Agnihotra. So and generally it is, there is a big pit, square pit made where you do the Ahavaniya Agni, and then there is a circular one which is on the western side, is called Garhavatya Agni, and then south there is a Kunda where there is Dakshina Agni. These three together are always there, and every day morning and evening Agnihotra is done by Nitya Agnihotris. Therefore this Ahavaniya Agni is seen as the mouth. Actually Tikakara quotes that in Chandogya, यस्तु एतमेवं प्रादेशमात्रम् अभिविमानमात्मानं वैश्वानरम् उपास्ते स सर्वेषु लोकेषु सर्वेषु भूतेषु सर्वेषु आत्मसु अन्नमत्ति. So this is a Palastuti. One who does the upasana of this Vaishwanara gains all the good across the worlds amongst every living. तस्य हवा एतस्यात्मनः वैश्वानरस्य मूर्धा एव सुतेजाः चक्षुर्विश्वरूपः प्राणः पृथक् वर्त्मा सन्देहः बहुलः बस्तिरेव रयिः पृथिव्येव पादौ उरः एव वेदिः लोमानि बर्हिः हृदयं गार्हवत्यः मनः अन्वाहार्य पचन आस्यम् आहवनीयः. Chandogya. So it says Prachina Shaladayaha Brahmanaha Kona Atma Kim Brahmeti Mimamsamanaha Ashwapatim Kaikeyam Abhyagatya Paprachuhu. So in those days, Brahmana, trying to understand what is Atma, what is Brahman, came to Ashwapati of Kaikeyam, Kekeya Rajya, and asked, Yam tvam atmanam vaishwanaram samyak janati tamno bruhi. Whatever you know clearly as Atma, can you teach us? At that time, saha tan vaishwanaram parichinna atma buddhya upasinan vijnaya krishnam vaishwanaram upadidikshuhu uvacha yastvam evam pradesha matram. So he started teaching about what is Vaishwanara. So in that context, this whole thing, Ishwarupaha, see, I just Adityaha Chakshuhu Vayuhu Pranaha Akasha Sandeha Raihi Udakam. tadudakam bastihi mutra sangrahasthanam. Kidney is specifically said mutra sangrahasthanam. Bhojane agnihotram simbapam pipadayishuhu aha. Bhoktuhu raha eva vedihi. Hridayam garhavatyaha agnihi. Like that. सोऽपि आघवनीयः अग्निः अत्र वैश्वानरस्य सप्तानाम् अङ्गानां पूरणाय मुखत्वेन गृह्यते. For completing the 7, this Aghavaniya Agni is taken as the mouth. Chandogya upasyataya eva Vaishwanaraha atma upadishtaha atmaswarupa nirdharanaparam tu atratyam Vaishwanara vakyam. So like that from Shruti, because what is the 7th, where will you take? You have to take it from Shruti only. Because it says Saptangaha, you can't create your own Saptangaha, right? So it has to be from a Pramana only. So the Saptangani. So now coming back to the imagery, we are talking about Virat Purusha. So there is one collective Chaitanyam. So you can take it two ways. This whole world experience you are seeing from your individual right now. So you have a Samashti. Samashti is what is cognized knowingly, unknowingly when Vyashti is cognized. They are both together, like I said in the beginning. The experience of Vyakti is always as part of Samashti. They don't happen in sequence, they happen all together. So in first person we are saying this is Bahish Prajnaha. Because we are talking about Prajna, it can only be first person. But generally we look at it in third person. This, when we say Samashti Ishvara, it is seen as third person. But here it is actually first person only because it is about Prajna. Now you can ask whether I see or not the world exists. No, the world itself is about an experience. See, when I say sun is there, for to say sun is there, the sun has to be cognized. So a Chaitanya has to illuminate an Upadhi, and that Upadhi has to have the cognition. So the cognition is what gives the existence for sun. So you can never say that sun can exist without it being an object of perception. In fact, object of perception is what gives existence for any perceived things. There is no other existence. You can say this Upadhi may not see, but it will exist. That is okay. But then the seeing is what is the existence of that seen. Therefore, this Bahish Prajna is one Prajna experiencing an outside inside experience. And that is all Samashti only. There is no Vyashti. Vyashti is part of Samashti. So this whole thing, that's why Saptangaha is all some. So in fact, Bhashyakara asked that question, how can, see, it's about Pratyagatma. When you say Pratyagatma, how can you bring Samashti here? He answers. Anyway, we'll see whenever that point comes. Aghavaniya asya mukhatvena uktaha ityevam saptangani asya saha saptangaha. Okay, the 7 limbs are explained. Now, what are these 19 mouths? Tata ekona vimshatihi mukhani asya. There are 19 mouths. What are these? Buddhindriyani, karmendriyani cha dasha. The Buddhindriyas 5. The Karmendriyas 5. So basically Jnanendriya and Karmendriya. Vayavascha pranadayah pancha. The 5 Vayus are another 5. So 15. Manaha, Buddhihi, Ahankaraha, Chittam, the other 9. These are Mukhani, Mukhani, Tani, Upalabdhidvarani, Ityartaha. They are where the world is consumed. So your eyes are consuming sights. We are not only talking about cognition. That cognition, when we say cognition, I am touching something is a cognition. I am seeing something is a cognition. I am doing an action also is cognized. I am breathing is cognized. So that is why it includes Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, Pancha Prana, Manaha, Buddhihi, Ahankaraha, Chittam. Through these 19 is the waken experience is. Therefore, they are like Mukhani, Upalabdhidvarani. That is where the world is obtained. The experiences are obtained in these 19 points. And again, this is about Samashti. It's not only about my own Jnanendriya, my individual Karmendriya only. It is every experience, even an animal, through it may not have all 19 in some cases. It may not have Buddhi, it may only have Manaha. It may not have Ahankara. But out of these 19 only, some are there in different animals, and through that they experience the world. Again, it is Samashti. Any experience, if there were no human beings, there were only animals, even then also, the Bahish Prajna is through this. The world experience can happen only from some out of these 19 points of interaction. And those are the Buddhi Indriya, Karma Indriya, Pancha Prana, Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chittam. This is where the world experience, the Bahish Prajna experience is. Sayevam Visishtaha Vaishwanaraha Yatoktaihi Dwaraihi Sabdadin Stulan Vishayan Bhunkte Iti Stula Bhuk. This Samashti Vaishwanara, qualified by these 7 limbs and 19 mouths, Yatoktaihi Dwaraihi, through these mukhas, these entrant points. These are points of entry for the experiences. For everywhere the experience takes place. Whichever upadhi, whatever experience takes place, it is through these, one of these 19 dwaras or a combination of 19 dwaras, and they come in the form of Shabdadin, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all those things. Stulan, Vishayan, as grass, you perceive them as grass. In dream, they are perceived as Sukshma. Here it is perceived as Stula, but there is nothing called Stula. See, the moment it is all experience, it's all Sukshma only. Every experience is Sukshma. Stulatvam is experienced in a Sukshma way only. So Stulatvam is also an experience. That's why here also Avidyaya only is right. At the beginning he has said Avidyaya. Shabdadin Stulan Vishayan Bhunkte iti Stula Bhuk. That's why it's called Stula Bhuk. Your Bhoga, the consumption is as though it is all gross world, tangible world. All the tangibles are perceived by the subtle vrittis. So there is no tangible, it is as though tangible. Stulan Vishayan Bhunkte. The gross world or gross things are as though gross objects are consumed. Vishvesham Naranam anekadha nayanat Vaishwanaraha. Why is it called Vaishwanaraha? Why that name? So here Bhashyakara says Vishvesham Naranam, all the living beings, Naran, not just men, everything, Anekada Nayanat, they are led by many different ways because of karma. So it's not Vaishwanara who leads. Vaishwanara leads through law of karma. Because law of karma is also a niyati, it is nothing but Vaishwanaraha Samashti. Vishvesham Naranam Anekadha Nayanat. So that's why the word is Vaishwanaraha. He gives another vyutpatti, Yadva Vishwascha Sau Naraschaiti Vishwanaraha Vishwanaraha Eva Vaishwanaraha. He is Vishwa, Samashti, and he is Narascha. He is a conscious entity. Therefore, he is Vishwanaraha, and therefore Vishwanara only grammatically is also called as Vaishwanara. That can be also a way to look at Vishwa, why it is Vaishwanara. And Sarva Pindatma Ananyatvat. All Pindatmas, the Pratyagatma of all Pinda, every life, the Surupa is not separate from this Vaishwanaraha. Therefore, Vishwascha Narascha. Saha Pratamah Padaha. The first quarter, first obtains as Samashti Virat Vaishwanaraha. The whole world experience, cognition, the Chetana Vastu, Prajna, obtaining in that whatever is that Purusha, which is Vaishwanaraha. Etat Purvakatvat Uttarabadadigamasya Prathamyamasya. Why is it Pratamah Padaha? Why are you saying Vaishwanara as Pratamah Pada? Why not Taijasaha or some other one, the dream? Because the Adigama, the obtaining the knowledge of all other Padas, is based on this. In fact, dream happens because of what you experience in Vakan. So dream depends on Vakan. And knowledge of dream world also is dependent on your understanding of Vakan. Therefore, Vakan is the first. Prathamyam asya. It gains the status of being the first. You can see some tika important points. Yata Shukti Rajatadini Pararthani Swartha Shuktikadini Eva Labdhastitikani Evam Jagrita Sthanamapi Swartha Rupena Vaishwanarena Eva Labdhastitikam. So this Vakan obtains its existence from Atma only. How? He gives an example like silver appearing in the shell. Has its existence in Shuktika only, in the shell or stone, which shows silverness. So it's a Mithya Satyam is showing. Bahish Prajnaha, Bahihi Swatma Vyatirikte, Sabdasparsha Rupado Vishaye Prajnayasya Saha, I am Bahish Prajnaha. This we have seen. I don't think we have to spend time. Yadyapi Antariti Bahiriti va Nasti Atmanaha Prajnayaha Tatapi Swadeham Avadhim Kritva Avidyaya Bahishabdadin Vishayan Pashyati Iva Iti Bahish Prajnaha. This is also Visa. So when you say Bahi or Antaha, it is from the standpoint of this particular physical body Upadhi. but there is no outside or inside, because both outside and inside are perceived in the same consciousness. So they are both at the same time. So where is question of outside or inside? So upadhi nimittam only. Yeah, this is an important quote actually. Paranchikani vetrinat swayambhu tasmat parang pashyati na antaratman. He quotes this from Kathopanishad to show Bahish Prajna. Tasmad Uktaritya Ekonavimshati Mukatvadev Bahish Prajnaha Swatastu Bahir Vishayatvam Prajnayaha Nasti Eva iti Avagamyade. There is no Bahir Vishayatvam. There is no external or anything. It is all part of the same. External and internal are both same. That's why Paranchikani Vetrinat Swayambhu Tasmat Parang Pashyati na Antaratman. It sees as though it is outside, is what Kathopanishad says. Avidyagratam Vishayopalabdhirupam Pragyam Svena Chaitanyena Avabhasayan Vaishwanaraha api Swarupad Apratyutaha eva San Ukta Prajna Upadivashat Stula Bhugiti Vyapadishyate. So the Stulatvam also is perceived only through the Upadi. And this Chandogya we have seen. This we just saw quickly in between on how the Agni, Ahavani Agni became the Mukha. Vishwan Naran Tattat Karmanusarena Anekada Nayati Palam Pratiti Vishwanaraha. So he explains a little bit more on what Bhashyakara said, like because Karmanusarena Nayati. Nayati is not by itself Chumma Leelaya and all that. Here it is Karmanukharena. There is a law of karma through which. But law of karma, what has it to do with Vaishwanara? Because you need it's a conscious order. Somebody has to link the karma to the phala. That is a conscious entity, that is Vaishwanara. Tesham satta dharma dharma sambandha satta tatpala bhuta sukadukka bhoga satta cha iti etat sarvam Vaishwanara sattataha natiriktam. So the satta, the conscious state of Vaishwanara is the one which links your phala to the karma, is what he says. Na anyatosti drashta sarva pindatma ananyatvat. We saw, right? So every jiva, every upadhi is pervaded by the same swarupa. Therefore, na anyataha drashta asti. There is no drashta for this drashta. And he quotes Smriti also, Eko Vishnur Mahatbhutam Pratak Bhutanyanekashaha Trin Lokan Vyapya Bhutatma Bhungte Vishwabhuk Avyayaha. Tataha Sarva Pindatmana Pindatmanam Anatiriktaktvat Yuktam Vaishwanaratam Asyeti Yuktam. So he says there are other pramanas to show that Vaishwanara is Sarva Pindatma. Okay, let's go continue with Bhashya. Katam ayam atma brahmeti pratyagatmanah asya chatushpatve prakrite dyulokadinam murdhadi angatvam iti. Then he asked that question. Hey, ayam atma brahma soyam atma chatushpat iti pratyagatma only is the context. Correct? That is the prakrita. So when prakrita is about pratyagatma, how can you bring samashti here? Virajam, the Virat is brought as the Vaishwanara. Katam ayam atma brahma iti pratyagatmanaha asya chatushpatve prakrite. When the fourfoldness, quarterness is in the context of this atma, pratyagatma, how are you saying dyulokadinam murdhangatvam? Murdadi Angatvam. So when Saptanga is said, you said the head is the celestial galaxies and eyes are like sun. Sun is the eyes, and then prana, air circulation is the prana. All that you are saying, Akasha is middle portion. But this is Pratyegatma, no? Individual. So you should only say this particular body is body. Like I am Uttarah Pakshaha, I am Dakshinah Pakshaha, and all that. In Taittiriya Upanishad it says, no? So this body only you should have shown. Why are you bringing in Samashti here? It's a question. He says, Nayesha Doshaha. This is not a problem. This is not wrong. Why? Sarvasya Prapanjasya Sadidevakasya Anenatmana Chatushpatvasya Vivakshitatvat Evam cha sati Sarva Prapanchopashame Advaita Siddhihi Sarvabhutastascha Eko Drishtaha Syat Sarvabhutani cha Atmani. So he says, the entire Prapancha Sadidevakasya Daivikasya, the Adidevakam, that is the what is Adideva? Everything included, the Samashti, like sun, stars, Vayu, all those. That Prapancha which is all inclusive. Anena Atmana Chatushpatvasya Vakshitatva. This Atma is shown. The intention of this Atma is to show the Adideva, everything included, Adibhutam, Adidaivikam, Adhyatma, entire thing. Why? Only then, Evam Chasati, Sarva Prapanchopashame Advaita Siddhi. What is the intent of Upanishad? To show Atma Advayam Brahma. So Advaita Siddhi is the Lakshya for Upanishad. When Advaita Siddhi is the Lakshya, what can give you Advaita Siddhi? Sarva Prapanchopashama only can give you Advaita Siddhi. The entire Prapancha has to be falsified. The falseness has to be shown, not falsified. The falseness of Sarva Prapancha has to be cognized, to be revealed, so that Advaita Siddhi can take place. So this intent being that Sarvatma has to be shown that way only. And it's from Shastra only. Chandogya only is giving Saptanga is like this. It's not Shankaracharya is giving. Why is Shastra saying that? Because Advaita Siddhi is the Lakshya for Shastra. Sarvabhutastasya Atma Ekaha Trishtaha Syat Sarvabhutani cha Atmani. In every Bhuta, Atma is seen as the one. And all Bhutas are seen in the Atma. Sarvabhutastam Atmanam Sarvabhutani cha Atmani. Like Bhagavad Gita, he says, no, Bhagavan. Pashyantam. Like that, there is one Gita verses there. Here he quotes Ishavasya. Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Ityadi Shrutyartaha Upasamhritascha Evam Syat. Anyata hi Swadeha Parichinnaha Eva Pratyegatma Sankhyadibiriva Drishtasyat. That's not, he says, if you look at only one individual Deha is Pratyegatma, then it is like Sankhya. Each individual is individual. The Prakriti Purusha thing. Tata sati Advaitamiti Shruti Kritaha Visheshaha Nasyat. Shruti has used the word Advaitam. Where in many places, Chandogya itself, Ekameva Dvitiyam. So the word Advaitam is used. Then Shruti Krita Visheshaha Nasyat. The Shruti Krita Vishesha, the Shruti in many places has shown the Atma is Advaya. There is no second thing. That which doesn't have the status of having a second thing is Advayam. Nadvida asya asti. It is Advaitam. And that Vishesham can't be established unless you recognize Samashti as Vaishwanaraha. So Sankhyadi Darshanena Abhisheshat Ishyate cha Sarvopanishadam Sarvatmaikya Pratipadagatvam. Every Upanishad tries to reveal Sarvatma of Brahma. Therefore, you can't look at this in this Upanishad in isolation and show that Vaishwanara is just this one individual body. Your one individual body is not the Lakshya. So Sarvatma Ikyatvam only is the Lakshya for Shruti. It tries to show that. Otherwise, there is no. If it just says that your body has an experience called Vekan, where is Apurvata here? Shastra doesn't need to come and tell you. You know that this is your Vekan. I have three states called Vekan, dream, and deep sleep. Everybody knows. You don't need Shastra to come and say that I have Vekan, dream, and deep sleep. No, that's not the intent. Intent here is to show everything is Brahman, and the Turiya Avastha is not actually an Avastha. The Turiyatvam is present in all the three Avasthas. In fact, as you are having the dream, as you are having the Vekan experience, what stands beyond all this is the Turiyatma. Is what is the intent to show. Therefore, Samashtitvam has to be taken here, is what Bhashyakara says. We will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.